Okay, well, that's didn't frame, whatever. Anyways, it's Friday. I know I normally do this on Wednesday, but reasons, stuff. And yeah, so anyways, this news thingy, nothing interesting in here actually at all. Except for Twilight Zone. Apparently that's gonna be a comic, and it comes out in January. And there are dogs barking in the background, but I cannot do anything about that because those are not my dogs. Anyways, that's cool, I guess. I don't know. Anyways, I didn't get that many things this week. But I did read them all this time for sure. Unlike last week where I thought I did, and I feel like the camera is whatever. I don't care. Um, all right. For the first thing here, Batman, son, Batman. Wow, Damian, son of Batman. Part 1 of 4. Um, I'm pretty sure it's an alternate future or something. Not 100% sure on that, but before I get into the story, which I did like, it's kind of weird because the material it's made out of. Okay, you know how DC makes those glossy covers every once in a while, not always, but they've been doing it a lot lately. It has one of those, which is cool. I like the glossy cover. When you open it and you feel the pages, they feel like newspapery, which is weird because I don't know any other, at least DC comic that does that. Um, and it's $3.99, and it feels like they went cheaper with the inside paper. It's not regular. It's not super nice. It's almost feels worse than regular. And it's $3.99. It's weird to me. I don't know, but aside from that, story wise, definitely interesting. The ending surprised me, which I will not spoil. But the gist of it is Damian as Robin and Bruce as Batman. They go to this murder scene right off in the beginning, and I'm not gonna say how, but Batman does get killed. There's no idea who did it, and a lot of these other criminals start taking credit for it, and it pisses Damian off, who feels guilty if he feels like he's the one who should have died instead of Batman. So he goes around and starts killing all the supervillains, and yeah, I'm gonna leave it at that. It is definitely a good story. It's only 4 parts, so I will be getting the rest of it. And yeah, like I said, only weird thing is the way the pages are, but the way it's made, I guess it's weird, but it's good. And the cover looks pretty awesome too. So, um, Infinity Part 5 of 6. Infinity, I have mixed feelings about Infinity. Um, I feel like they ended the war in space way too soon, or way too easily. I don't know. It's different. It's all right. Uh, Not really much happens space wise aside from, like I said, they do win and they get word that Earth has fallen, and that's pretty much where that one ends. There is, I believe, a few things in there with Thanos' son getting captured. I'm not gonna say what else happens there, but he does get captured, and I believe some stuff with the new Avengers, and Thanos' army has one of the bombs they use to destroy worlds, so they're worried about that. That's pretty much more or less the gist of it. It was all right. It wasn't great. Um, yeah, I'm gonna move on to Avengers issue 22, which it really it comes off right after part 5 of Infinity with the Avengers arriving in our galaxy, our little space, whatever you want to call it. Is it called the galaxy? I mean, the galaxy is the whole Milky Way galaxy, but then there's the whole, our system, whatever you want to call it. And pretty much they're just preparing for battle. Um, it kind of makes sense that they weren't going to show what they were going to do until, part 6 of Infinity, because I guess that would ruin or move the climax to it here, which they wouldn't do. I don't know. Either way, I probably am gonna drop Avengers. Probably at this issue. I might pick up the next one, but I didn't like the style of the writing and stuff before this issue or before the Infinity tie-ins. And I'm still not that big of a fan of it, so I'm probably gonna end up dropping it. But as a tie into Infinity, it's definitely a must read. It definitely goes in really good with it. Story wise, it was all right. Like I said, it's just a lot of lead up to the next part of Infinity, and yeah, they're just like the heroes. They're kind of like some of them are complaining, saying they're tired. They thought they were gonna go home to rest and stuff, but no, now they have to take it back, and they don't know if they can do this. Obviously, they're going to. I mean, I don't see the Marvel universe switching that much out of it. Being changed that much from Infinity. I really don't actually see it changing that much from Infinity at all. Um, at least so far, yeah, it is what it is, and what it is all right. Not anything spectacular. And next, Guardians of the Galaxy, another Infinity tie-in, which I really actually like the story. The commander of Sword, I forget her name. She needs help because I believe it's called the Peak, that space station in space. They basically need help. Um, because it's been taken over, she's been captured, and the Guardians are the only ones, I guess, who answer her phone call or whatever. As a tie-in, it's good. I mean, the story is good. The art is what I don't like in this issue. I don't know if it's a guest artist or something. I didn't check, but the I didn't like the art. It wasn't bad. It wasn't like horrible or nothing. It just wasn't my style. And yeah, I mean, other than the art, I would say this is a good issue. It has its funny moments, and yeah, again, I would recommend getting this if you're getting Guardians of the Galaxy. Just in general, it was a good issue to get. It's just the art. That's my complaint. But really, definitely recommend Guardians of the Galaxy. I mean, all 8 issues have been awesome. So yeah. Anyway, second to last thing here, the Superior Spider-Man issue 20, which has Black Cat on the cover, and it's funny because she's only in there for like the first few pages, and I'm not, I'm gonna spoil it ish what happens, kind of, because it's just funny and it really has nothing to do with the real story so far anyway. Maybe she'll come back in the next issue. Um, he runs into her, punches her in the face, and leaves her for the police. That's pretty much her whole part in this, and it was hilarious. Aside from that, he's trying to get a loan to start his own company as Peter Parker because he doesn't want to use any of his Doc Ock money, and he's trying to get a doctorate, and some stuff happens there. I'm not gonna say what, but it was a good issue. It was like a filler issue. It wasn't big, big, but it was good enough. Uh, it does actually. It starts off really good too. It starts off with the day Peter himself died as Doc Ock, and the person in the coma wakes up. So we finally know who that is, and yeah, it goes from there. That's gonna be in the next issue. I'm not gonna spoil that. If you see the cover next issue, you'll know who it is. And yeah, I feel like it's just filler up until the next story arc, which is the Venom one, which I believe is issue 22, but I could be wrong. But otherwise, it's fine. I know a lot of people don't like him, Doc Ock, Spidey, whatever you want to call him, but yeah, it'll be over when it's over, and until then, I'm just gonna enjoy what we get. And speaking of enjoying what we get, X-Men Valiant Part 2, or Issue 2, Chapter 10, I could make an entire video just out of this issue or the entire thing, but I'm not going to. But man, at least for me, it is amazing. If you did not read Battle of the Atom, I suggest you read Battle of the Atom. Even if you have to wait to get the hardcover, it is just so amazingly good. I really enjoyed it. Sentinels do attack, as you can see in the cover. There's a giant battle between all of the X-Men and the Sentinels. The X-Men stopping missiles from hitting them. A few people do die. I'm not gonna say who. We get new character kind of joining our timeline, and the ending I was not expecting. After the battle was over, there was this thing in the ending. I'm not gonna say what it was, but I was not expecting it, and it just It makes me more excited for the next issue of All New X-Men, Uncanny X-Men. Um, Mostly that's all I read, but yeah. Anyways, that's all I got this week, and yeah. So see you next week and stuff. So.